Okay, today we're going to be reading When Sophie Thinks She Can by Molly Bang. Sophie loves working in the vegetable garden and exploring the woods, but today it's pouring rain and Sophie's inside, trying to build puzzle pieces into a square. And I'm predicting that Sophie's going to figure out how to put the puzzle together. And I'm also looking down here and noticing this garden, and that might play a part in the book as well. Sophie's sister walks by and moves the pieces, and suddenly they all fit perfectly together. "Too bad you're not smart," says her sister, and she walks away. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm predicting that that's going to make Sophie super upset because that was really not nice. The next day is sunny, not sunny for Sophie. "I can't do anything," she thinks. She drags her feet all the way to school. Oh no, what's the one word on the board? Smart. "How do we become smart?" asked Mrs. Murley. Nobody knows the answer. They all think they were born to be smart. "Flex those strong muscles of yours," says Mrs. Murley. All the children flex their muscles. Our muscles get stronger when we exercise, right? When we exercise our brains by thinking hard, our brains get stronger too. Now, we've been learning a lot about rectangles. Today, we'll exercise our brains with the math puzzle using squares and rectangles. "But I can't do puzzles," Sophie thinks. "I know I have strong muscles. I'm good at soccer and I work hard in the garden. I can't do puzzles and I'm never smart at math." So even though Sophie is struggling, I'm predicting that Mrs. Murley is going to help her figure out how to make this puzzle. But Mrs. Murley is talking. "You're going to build a bigger rectangle out of 12 small squares. How many different rectangles can you make? Use the tools at your table and come up with another way." "I can't do it," says Sophie. "Make our brains stronger," whispers Paula. "Just try." Paula gathers up a pile of square tiles. "Think hard, Sophie," whispers Andrew. He takes a sheet of graph paper. Sophie sits and stares. Maybe she can draw them. Oh, Sophie does draw squares, but her squares are all different sizes. Paula has too many tiles. Andrew's graph paper has too many little squares. This problem is too hard. And then Mrs. Murley is over here smiling. She speaks to the class. "I see you mathematicians are struggling. Now's the time to use the most important word. The word is yet. You haven't figured it out yet. Keep working, keep trying, and you will." Paula and Andrew and Sophie work hard. Paula takes only 12 tiles and builds them into a rectangle. Andrew marks a red X in each square as he counts them. Sophie thinks of her garden. Her garden is a rectangle. The vegetables are all in a straight line. So before we get to this next page, I'm predicting that Sophie is going to be able to figure it out by relating it to her garden. That's something in like her own world. So Sophie draws a line with 12 different vegetables on it. She draws squares around the 12 vegetables. Paula, Andrew, and Sophie count their different rectangles, 4 different kinds. But Sophie is worried. "Mine's not a rectangle," she groans. "It's too long." "It is a rectangle," says Paula. "It is a very long one." Meanwhile, Mrs. Murray looks at the rectangles that the other students have made. 6 rectangles. You all did it. Smarter. You've worked hard and gotten stuck. You've used the most important word, yet. You've tried again, helped other, and solved it. Those brains of yours have certainly gotten stronger. Sophie feels the sun on her face. "I solved the puzzle," she laughs, "and it was a math puzzle. I did it, and I can do it again. I'm getting smarter." When Sophie gets home, her dad has a puzzle too. "I can't figure out how to fix the cabinet door," he says. "Dad," says Sophie, you have to use the most important word. You can't figure it out yet. Can I help?" And you know what? They fix it together. And that is the story When Sophie Thinks She Can't.